We are now going to watch some creepy TikToks.
People are starting to notice that we've had really strange weather phenomena in the last couple weeks. It all started when people began recording and reporting red lightning all over the sky. According to scientists, this red lightning, also known as red sprites, has always been around, but people are still finding it strange, seeing as how it came out of almost nowhere. On New Year's Eve, lightning struck the U.S. Capitol, the Washington Monument, and the Empire State Building. And although lightning does typically strike high points, some people believe that all three of these buildings being struck on the same day is more than a coincidence. To top it all off, people all over the UK, Canada, and the US are reporting a very dense and mysterious fog. What's really strange is that the people recording it claim that the fog is giving off a very metallic smell, as well as giving them headaches, a cough, and sickness in general after encountering it. This has led to multiple theories. While some believe that the fog was purposely implemented to cover up something in the sky, others believe that nanoparticles or smart dust has been sprayed. But leave a like and let me know what you think about all this. Have you encountered this fog, and do you think it's suspicious?
Never heard of this.
Not too. I do believe
the red
it's
lights even.
I think it's strange, definitely, that 3 major monuments were struck all in the same day.
Correct.
That is a
was
little
kind of
strange,
weird.
if that is accurate.
If it's true.
If it's true, yeah. So.
When to get that cousin you only see once a year, a neighbor, a coworker who brings you so much joy. But don't worry, we've got you covered with the best digital gifts you can easily buy online right now and get delivered instantly for those very last-minute gifts. Oscar Hartog joins us now. He's an e-commerce writer for Rolling Stone.
Yeah, I think that's mostly just issue with the visuals and the technology more than anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It could be AI.
Although a lot of people do believe that it is shape-shifting, and I don't know if you're familiar with the whole shapeshifters and reptilians and all that.
Like that, and like they say, Elon Musk is a computer. Elon. He's they even showed video of him at the inauguration where he was like rebooting. They say,
oh really?
Yeah. We'll have to check that one
I
out.
mean, maybe they are all robots. Who knows?
The Rockefeller Rothschild factions, they all want global government. What they're not agreed upon is, number one, who gets to run it, because they all want to get to run it. And the closer they get to their goal, the more they start fighting each other, which, sit back and have your popcorn, folks, and enjoy the show, because that's exactly what we're watching right now. Everybody wants to run it. But the other thing they're disagreed on is not only who gets to run it, but how they're going to get there. The Rockefellers have always wanted to obtain their goal through technological dominance. The Rothschilds have taken the view to achieve global dominance, you must dominate and have controlling interest in all hard assets, land, resources, and so on. And that's the crucial difference between the Rockefeller faction and the Rothschild faction.
I'm getting a video. There's this huge thing making a re-entry right now. Huge fireball up in the sky. That's actually sick. It's just leaving a trail across the sky.
That is fast.
That thing's coming from like several times the speed of sound into the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's real fast.
And it's coming down now?
It's crossing over the sky. Hold on, I need to get out and record this. Look at that thing.
That is wicked.
Record on it. But yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's scary as hell, but it's gorgeous.
And it only took it like a few seconds to go from one end of the sky to the other.
And is it coming down?
It's like fading off in the distance now. I can barely even capture it.
They say they're trying to break the firmament.
Is it just me, or does it seem kind of strange? Because salt is supposed to dissolve the snow. Why is the snow only surrounding the particles of salt? But there's no snow
melt
anywhere else. Is the snow barricading in the salt so it can't do its job? What the heck?
That is wild. I've never seen that before.
I've not seen that one before, but I've seen where they've taken a blowtorch to the snow in Florida and it was not doing anything. It wasn't melting. It wasn't moving. It wasn't changing shape.
That's not snow.
That's not snow. They pick it up and it looked like styrofoam, little styrofoam balls. Yeah, I saw those. Let's see. Maybe we'll see them.
Yeah, the satanic agenda is everywhere in the Hollywood shows.
Well, they've got to be one way or another. They're not normal.
These spiritual beings, such as Baal and Moloch, which they still do ceremonies for today, such as in Bohemian Grove, there is a giant effigy, stone effigy of an owl. That's the god Moloch. The god Moloch goes all the way back to Rome and Carthage, in which they were offering sacrifices to this god in exchange for power. And then they will do your bidding, but you end up paying a terrible price for it. You end up losing your soul. And in fact, the groups that work with these entities invariably end up being destroyed, and that is written right into their symbolism, the symbol of the eagle. The original American bird was not the eagle. Benjamin Franklin wanted to be the phoenix. The phoenix is the symbol of the cabal. Why? Because the cabal must be burned to ashes, seems to be completely destroyed, but it keeps arising and reincarnating from the ashes. It comes back. So part of their religious belief is that in order to get their New World Order, they must be publicly exposed. They must, for their beliefs, they will appear to be wiped out. And they actually believe that these extraterrestrial gods that they've been contracting with all these centuries are going to return, and they will be glorified. They will return in light bodies, and they will actually now be the rulers of the earth. So this is part of their religious belief.
Whoa. That's some deep stuff.
It's over my head. It's over my head. I don't know. There's so many things that they say mean so many different things.
Oh, the symbolism?
Yes, the symbolism is, I don't know, they can take anything and make it something.
Right, and a big part of, I believe, what he was talking about is us accepting what they give us, too. Because that's part of the whole shtick, the agreement is they tell us what they're going to do to us via various means through, entertainment or whatever it may be. And by us silently consenting, we're accepting it. Yeah. And so it's kind of, and then it's interesting that the whole system is supposed to be what's thought to be all burned down. So what is that system that they're talking about then?
I'm not sure.
Comment below what you think.
What is a conspiracy theory that you cannot believe people do not talk about? Because mine is the plane of jars. And this isn't just some boring old monolithic ancient civilization that was super advanced. This is actually insane that people do not know about this. This is by far one of the weirdest things the U.S. government has ever done, and I can't figure out why.
Think that was
First and foremost, there's a massive field in the country of Laos that is littered with these guys, these massive stone jars. Some of them have lids, and when I say massive, I mean 9 feet tall, 20, 30 tons in weight. And the weirdest part is not that there is a local legend telling of a race of giants who won a victorious battle over the land and then created these stone jars to make celebratory drinks. It's actually something called Operation Barrel Roll, which was a covert CIA mission. While most of the country was distracted by the war in Vietnam, the US government dropped more ordnance on Laos than all of World War II combined, and one of its primary targets was this field of jars. To give you a little perspective, that's over 2 million tons, or on average a plane load full, released every 8 minutes, 24 hours a day, for almost 10 years straight. I cannot for the life of me figure out why the US government would go to such great lengths to smash a bunch of giant jars in a field to bits. So if you have literally any ideas or conspiracy theories on this topic, I would love to talk about it because no one else is talking about this, and it's kind of driving me nuts.
I have no idea.
I have no idea either, but if they bomb them for 24/7 for, what do you say, 10 days? And they're still there? That blew my mind right there.
That's strange. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that he'd give us a little bit more something substantial, but it is definitely strange.
In DTLA, downtown Louisiana.
Hold on. If you believe in Jesus, you believe in aliens.
Okay.
Wow.
It's an alien on the cross. A real church.
I'd go to it.
Well,
I'd see
you're
what
an
they're all
alien
about.
lover, yeah. You've believed in aliens since I can remember, so that would be right up your alley.
It's cool.
It could be. It could be.
Cool. That's cool to me. I'd definitely check
as
it
long
out.
as I could get out of the building when I wanted to.
I mean, there was clear glass windows right in the front, right?
Just saying.
So, yeah. I don't think they got a mothership in the back they're about to take off with us.
I'm just saying.
Looks like we're finally going to see some snow in the south. But exactly what kind of snow? Get to that in a minute. So they're calling for snow between the 10th and the 12th or 13th, and here is Texas projected on the 10th. Do you remember when Texas had that really bad freeze a couple years ago? That was terrible. And obviously we got this huge blizzard going on over here. And they're literally calling for snow all the way from Texas to South Carolina. Yeah, the avalanche just popped off yesterday.
So surprised it's snow in the wind.
It must not be from the south, because in the south, we don't get snow. Usually snow doesn't go any farther than the middle of North Carolina, if that. Almost got covered. You know, but I am wondering what kind of snow that we are going to get, because people are getting snow that does not melt. I mean, seriously, this guy recorded a video of him holding a lighter up to the snow, and it does not melt. It literally chars. Like, look at the top of that. Like, what's going on here? Or maybe even we'll get some of the styrofoam snow. I mean, this stuff looks bizarre. Like, what even is this? I've never seen that.
Wow.
And if you're up north, they're calling up to almost 14 inches of snow. But, I mean, would it really be surprising if we got 2 or 3 foot? Not to mention western North Carolina is going to get it really bad. So keep them in your prayers.
Okay.
And here's the winter weather outlook for, again, the southern states. Like I said, most likely we will see snow this year.
So my question is, if it was really snow that looked like styrofoam, I think I saw 2 videos on it. Wouldn't you be telling everybody you knew if you held styrofoam-looking snow in your hand? I mean, because I only saw 2 videos, and this was over a month ago.
Yes, but along the same lines of what we were talking about earlier, even if we confirmed alien life exists, okay, cool. Now what? Okay, you found styrofoam snow. Now what? Cool. Like, that's strange.
Where did it come from and why?
We won't know. Apparently, I have only heard about it once or twice, but it should be a bigger deal.
Right.
But that's the whole thing. It's like nobody gives it F.
Yeah,
nobody cares.
Like you said, everybody else is still worried about their lives.
The amount of Illuminati/Masonic symbolism in the show Squid Games, the most popular show in the world right now, is starting conspiracies. And spoiler alert, this is probably going to ruin some things, but if you haven't seen the show, it's about these games, and people have to play these games, and if they pass the game, they survive, and they're trying to get this massive cash prize at the end, and if they don't pass the game, they... And the people watching these games are extremely wealthy elites. And if you look at the people behind the scenes of these games, they wear their masks almost identical to the ones that the Rothschilds wore when they had their own parties. And when you see them walking down the stairs, they're greeted by people that are dressed up as lizard people. And the Illuminati and Masonic symbolism is shown pretty clear here in this game. You can see the massive triangle posing as a table. In the middle, there's a light. That's where the eye would usually be. And then the checkerboard flooring. This is very similar to what they have at the Masonic temples. Now, my question to you is, why did they do this? Are they trying to tell us something, or is it all just a coincidence?
Again, this is all part of them giving symbolism to us and us consenting to it.
Right. And the one thing I don't understand is I've been in a Masonic temple and I've never seen checkered floors. So
have you looked for it though?
I don't know.
The thing is, I think when you know about these things and you look for them, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. When you look for them, and you can hear the symbolism in messages too, in audio messages here, in logos, And
yeah, I've seen the logos and shit. But
yeah, it's everywhere. When you look at it from the correct lens, and some people may look at it like, oh, you got your tinfoil hat on, you're being a conspiracy theorist. But okay, but if there are coincidences everywhere you look, at what point does it no longer become a coincidence?
Or acceptable? I mean, if you do see it, I don't know. You almost, I don't know. You're right. If you weren't looking for it, it was probably there.
Well, it's kind of like when, for instance, I remember when I first got a new car many, many, many years ago, I didn't notice how often that car was everywhere around me. Like, as soon as I started looking for that car, I'm like, man, everybody's got my car. How did everybody not have it yesterday? And now today, I see 4 of them in 10 minutes. So it's like, yeah, our eyes and our perception is tuned specifically to certain things.
You can only see what you see or don't see.
True.
Remember back in the 1930s when archaeologists found an Egyptian temple buried in eastern Tennessee?
That's okay. Not a lot of people do. But back in 1934, they were building something called Norris Dam, just north of Knoxville, Tennessee. The Tennessee Valley Authority started surveying the valley that the Norris Dam was going to flood. They found many native mounds and started excavating a bit and found some really extraordinary things. As they started digging, they found layer after layer and went down over 20 foot until they found a 100-foot by 100-foot platform with a large raised area in the center. They called this a temple.
As they dug deeper and deeper, they found multiple skeletons on the site, unlike any that they'd found in the area. And the site itself kept getting deeper and deeper. It appeared to just keep going. At the time, it caused quite an uproar, and over 400 workers were excavating that site.
They found multiple relics that were unlike anything they had seen in the area, including a pigment box that held a shade of purple that could only be found in sea mollusks and was completely unknown in North America.
This is crazy.
The site gained the attention of James Randall Harris, a professor of ancient languages from Cambridge and later Johns Hopkins University. Mm-hmm. Harris came up with some very interesting conclusions. And I quote, "The Hopewell," he writes, "were latecomers who raised the mounds of earth over a much older temple built by pharaonic Egyptian emigres to the most important deities, Isis, the Queen of Heaven, and her husband, Osiris, the god of resurrection." I have his book on order, as well as the 400-page book on the excavation from the Smithsonian, so I'll undoubtedly be speaking about this more in a future video. But for now, that area has some very interesting correspondences with legends from the Cherokee. The Cherokee have legends about a group of priesthood that lived in their area called the Anikutani. This priesthood was wiped out. Now, I'm going to read this directly from a historical source, so you know it's not my words. Quote, from Cherokee Principal Chief Charles Hicks in 1826 in his manuscript, The History of the Cherokee People, the mound builders were greatly weakened by a plague. We entered the North Carolina mountains from the west, and we killed and drove off the mound builders. We burned their temples atop the mounds and then constructed our towns and houses on the mounds. The Cherokee never built any mounds. Further on, quote, the Anikutani profess themselves, as stated by the traditioners, to be the teachers of heavenly knowledge from the creation, and the manner of their introduction to the assembled people is usually at night. And they usually came with the words, I am from above. The name was a foreign word to the Cherokee, but Katani came to mean somebody who starts a fire or a sorcerer. These tales all come from the area of eastern Tennessee, right where that temple is, and that temple is now under a lake.
Okay, so this just goes to show we really don't know nothing about what's going on. That's wild.
That's wild. Egyptian things.
Egyptian immigrants, he says. So that's wild. That's
like so they covered their homes, destroyed the people, covered their homes, lived on them, and now it's under a lake. I wonder what lake it is.
That's super wild to me, and it really does make you wonder, before we knew modern society, what really was going on in our lands before us. We really don't know much.
We don't know much, and it could have been more water than land,
Yeah, I've got my tinfoil hat on still, and I'm thinking about all the sounds that we're hearing underground and everything. And I'm like, man, they've got whole civilizations down there. Who knows what they got down there? So
they get ready to wipe us all out. One swift kick.
They got their whole civilization down there, right? So they're good golden either way. Us surface dwellers, we got to deal with everything.
We're in trouble. Bottom right corner. I'll put the glasses on. Do you see anything, son?
No. Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. That looked really fake to me.
It looked a little sus.
What's going on Texas?
When I say they added 1,000 years to everything, this is what I mean. 1851 AD, but the ones don't match. They're not cut out the same. The V is a U, or the U is a V. That's Roman. This was built in the 1st century, 85 AD.
Wow.
Okay? And this does not weather. This is weather-resistant stone. Those ones do not match. All these old banks used to be temples.
Pyramids.
Right? They veneer over these and adjust the dates on the front. They added 1,000 years to it on that date right there.
I want somebody to show me.
One number adjusted throws off the timeline for the whole entire city. This is one block over. These were all old temples, right? And I'm going to show you guys who are the ones that reset it, because there's another one right here. That's your next one right there. So this is Franklin Plaza in Troy. This is an old building that was a temple that got converted into Franklin Plaza. You see how that says number 33 right there, 1931, and then ones are edited on each side, cut in there? Somebody should get a $250 fine for that. That says number 33. This is right on Grand Street. That's because before this was Franklin Plaza. This is where your 33-degree Grandmaster stayed. None of you are going to be able to bait me on this. I promise you. And all these temples are going to be Masonic lodges. This literally says Albany Lodge number 49. This is right on State Street in Albany. There's your Ether Center right there. Here's another national commercial bank. This used to be an ancient temple. These are all Egyptian, Roman, Babylonian temples. Your Roman emperors were the Egyptian pharaohs.
Egyptians.
All the Roman gods, all your Greek gods, all the Egyptian gods, those are all pagan demons. They're the fallen angels. They tell you this in your Bible. Same thing goes with the Hindu gods. They're all fallen. This date says 1895. That 9 used to be a 0. That 8 is a fish that's facing downward. That's because that's the tribe of Dagon. That's who these people are worshiping.
Whoa. I can see the 0 converted into a 9 here. And I can see the fish symbol.
Wow.
So June 24th, 1895 is what they're trying to convert it to. Like, very sloppily, obviously.
Wow.
Huh.
These are high-level, organized, ranked Luciferians. That's your Templar flag right here. This is right down the street from Lodge Street. I'm going to walk you down it. This guy keeps bothering me. I don't know what's up with him.
Sorry, dude.
Those are Templar shields right there. All these churches are Masonic. This is a giant Mason hall. You see it right in the window? This is on Lodge Street. Those are Solomon's pillars. All these buildings were built by Solomon. See how it says Albany City Hall? That's because these are literally temple halls. All built by Solomon. This is where you pay your temple tax to. These are the same temples that Samson ripped down in your Bible and Jesus went into and flipped the tables. These are all old temples. They got turned into court appeals and the courthouse. These are the temple courts that Jesus went into and drove these people out for trading and stealing in there, because these are supposed to be houses of prayer. This is all in Matthew 13. Here's your grounding rod to stop the building from having the active electric field. This all runs up to one of them peaks. Home Savings Bank, it says it was founded 1871. Flat out lie. You can see the temple. It starts right here. That's the top of it. They built on top of it. This whole entire structure. Look at all the men on these doors right here. They're all Masons. Wow. I don't care what race you are or what tribe you're from. They all had Masons in them. Look at this. We got Native Americans, all kinds of people up in here. There's the founding fathers up there. They were all Masons.
That guy is knowledgeable, it seems, eh?
Yeah, he knows a lot. It just blows my mind because my family, since I can remember, my grandfather was in the Masons. My dad was a Mason. But I don't recall anything that was not out of the Bible directly. So I mean, and if this is all the work of the devil and they've got their ground laid, man, God's got his work cut out for him and we got our work cut out for us. It's kind of scary because it's like the devil's going to take over. It's like,
what makes you think that he's not in charge already?
True that. It is a godless nation.
Many people believe that we're in hell right now.
It's a godless nation. For somebody to take somebody's life as easy and not even blink an eye like they do schools and churches and everything, that's all the work of the devil. And you're right. We could all just be fighting to stay above ground.
What do you guys think? Are we in hell right now?
Tell me.
In hell right now?
I don't feel like it, but tell me.
At least we're all in it together, eh?
That's right, son.
Okay, guys, this cannot be a coincidence. 2 people walking backwards on the same day, different parts of town. First video is the one that I took. The second part of the video is the one my sister took. It's December 17th, 24. Anybody else seeing people randomly walking backwards?
This is creepy.
This is a little creepy.
I mean, okay, I've walked backward. We've walked backwards.
Yeah, just did the other day. Walking.
Yeah, it's not that uncommon, but the way they were doing it is more creepy than, exercising differently.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Yeah, I know if I saw somebody walking like that, I would most certainly be checking them out, slowing down, walking, staring at them as I drove by. What the hell is this guy doing?
That is weird. And he's in the road.
Right.
These robots are inspired by ants and were developed by South Korean scientists. Each micro-robot is 600 micrometers tall and interacts with others using magnetic fields. In this other application, the micro-robot swarm transported a chunk of the metal indium to complete or break an electrical circuit. This allowed it to turn a light on or off with precision.
Wow.
The micro-robots were able to assemble into a group and coordinate their movements to walk over an obstacle. By leveraging their collective strength and synchronized actions, they successfully overcame barriers, demonstrating their ability to adapt and perform tasks that require precise teamwork. The micro-robots used centrifugal force for self-throwing, propelling themselves over obstacles.
That
a
is
swarm
wild.
of 200 micro-robots successfully separated heavy liquid metal into smaller pieces in just 5 seconds, despite its high surface tension. They then moved the pieces, joined them back together, and shaped the metal into a smooth sphere. This demonstrated their ability to handle complex tasks with precision and control. The micro-robots formed a spinning swarm on water, creating a floating raft structure that allowed them to carry a pill 2,000 times heavier than a single robot across the surface. This approach could be applied to deliver lightweight medical supplies or drugs across liquid environments in remote or constrained settings.
Okay.
In this example, the swarm used orbital dragging motions at 2.5 Hertz to block the superworm's path and stop it from reaching the food. As soon as the swarm stopped its spinning, the worm was able to move toward the food. The micro-robots guided an ant by using a spinning motion to block its path and topple its legs without causing harm. By controlling the swarm's direction, they successfully steered the ant to a desired location. This technique could be applied in pest management or controlled behavioral studies of small organisms.
Or it could be used on humans.
But those are moving small objects.
And it's just a little tiny bit of them, too.
So,
but you exponentialize that, and you give a gigantic person amount worth of these little smart black metalloids, whatever they are. That's kind of scary.
I don't know. It looks fake.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe I don't know.
The micro-robots can assemble into structured swarms or disassemble into individual units based on the strength of the magnetic field. By adjusting the magnetic field intensity, their configuration can be precisely controlled to perform tasks like transporting materials or navigating complex environments. Here we see the micro-robots using orbital dragging motion to rapidly circumvent obstacles with precise single-axis manipulation. This allows them to navigate barriers efficiently, completing the task in just 180 milliseconds.
2 men in the US have in a remote forest while searching for Bigfoot. Drones, aircraft, dogs, and 60 volunteers were called in on a 3-day search starting on Christmas Day to find the pair, after a family member reported that they hadn't returned from a trip to the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest to find proof that the mystical creature existed. Authorities in Washington state said rescuers searched in brutally cold weather conditions and said the men appeared to have due to exposure based on weather conditions and ill-preparedness. Hundreds of sightings of Bigfoot, who also goes by the name Sasquatch, have been reported in the Pacific Northwest of the United States and Western Canada. In Skamania County, where the pair went missing, Bigfoot is protected so that a person can end up getting a year in prison or a $1,000 fine if the creature is harmed.
The UK's biggest dinosaur footprint site has been uncovered by experts, with massive footprints from 166 million years ago. Around 200 different dinosaur footprints were found in a quarry in Oxfordshire. The extraordinary site was unearthed after a quarry worker felt unusual bumps as he was stripping the clay back with his vehicle. Scientists were called in to investigate and discovered extensive trackways, with the largest being over 150 meters long. A team of more than 100 people took part in the excavation over the summer, with over 20,000 photos taken to build a detailed 3D model of the site for further study. Professor Kirsty Edgar from the University of Birmingham said, "These footprints offer an extraordinary window into the lives of dinosaurs, revealing details about their movements, interactions, and the tropical environments they inhabited."
You found out something about emojis.
Absolutely. So we know that Shaitan likes to hide things. He likes to put hidden symbols in our films, in our movies, cartoons. I found out about this. The actual fact that emojis were shirk themselves was through Qasim. Qasim had a dream where Allah informed him that emojis are a form of shirk. And when I first heard that, I just didn't understand how until we stumbled upon something. And there is a dark truth to them.
Okay, you need to show me.
So as you can see here on the left, these are demon sigils.
Wow.
These are pictorial versions of a demon's name. And this is the same sigils, the same magic sigils that black magicians use in witchcraft. And there are many videos online teaching people how to do witchcraft.
Yeah. So the first one there, I can see the resemblance, which is why I reacted like that. So it's like an angry face, right, with the two puffs coming out. You can see those two crosses there, like the eyes and the eyebrows. And then you've got the two lines coming down in that sigil, which represents in the emoji the smoke. So I do see the resemblance there. The second one now, the laughing face, that's hard to deny, that one.
If you look at these demon sigils as well, I don't want to repeat these demon names because these are the names of the shayateen. But Baal, Baal, is a false god mentioned directly in the Quran. And it's also an idol that the pagans used to worship.
Again, that one, man, it's like a frustrated emoji. You can see the teeth there. That one there, the nerdy one.
You can see the two little buck teeth.
The two little buck teeth, yes, I see that. Yeah, I was going to say that one, maybe not, but then when you pointed out those two little buck teeth.
So, I mean, back to everything being symbolism, it's definitely got a lot of similarities, but, I mean, some of them are a little bit questionable.
I would like to see the drawing myself.
The side by sides?
Yeah. Like, to open a book and see that drawing instead of somebody just showing me a picture of it and saying, this is that.
Right.
Why is this happening to me on a Monday? I'm in a Waymo car.
Connected to rider support. This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
This car is just going in circles.
Hi there, Mike. This is Gab. I'm calling from Waymo support. I'm just calling because I received a notification that your car might be experiencing some routing issue. Please bear with me while I am...
Yeah, I got a flight to catch. Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy. Look at what it's doing.
I understand. I'm really, really sorry, Mike. We're currently working on the situation of the vehicle. Is it circling around a parking lot, right?
It's circling around a parking lot. I got my seatbelt on. I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies. Is somebody playing a joke on me? And I got a flight to catch.
I understand, Mike. I'm really sorry for this. We're working with this.
I would have never gotten a call like that.
Do you have an access to your Waymo app right now?
That's almost a nightmare scenario.
Yeah. I mean, but I'd never seen a car like that.
Yeah, I have. It's horrifying, honestly. That's horrifying to me.
Like maybe if they have them in like airports, like shuttles.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be scary. Like,
for beyond just, like he even mentioned, I feel like it's been hacked beyond just the maliciousness of other people. You have just the concept of AI going rogue and destroying somebody, just in easy manners like that. That's a horrifying nightmare if I ever heard it.
I would be scared. It's very scary.
At the end of the day, it just really goes to show, again, we don't know anything. We really are only touching the tip of the iceberg with what we really know. And even then, maybe that may be fabricated and completely falsified. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Much love. Cheers, all.
Come back.